Hey, it's Eric G. Around the House is sponsored by Baldwin Hardware. For 75 years, Baldwin Hardware has been known for its first-class quality and craftsmanship in door and cabinetry hardware. As an alumnus of the Baldwin Hardware Design Council, I can say I have seen the details and quality from design to the finished product. If you're looking for a new style and old-world craftsmanship, I can tell you there is only one Baldwin Hardware. Check out what would look great in your home at baldwinhardware.com.
It's Around the House.
Now, the next one here, and this is another one of those that I'm going to say is kind of a little controversial because they are trying to create a class action lawsuit on it because it has worked off and on. My LG ice maker with craft ice. So my LG refrigerator has the craft ice, which is the round balls of ice that are about the size of a golf ball. Now, there have been issues with them not working, and mine has had some of those same issues, and I went in and reset it, and now it's working fine. So I don't know what the issues are, but I tell you what, mine has got itself dialed in. It's working just like it was new.
When it comes to remodeling and renovating your home, there is a lot to know, but we've got you covered. This is Around the House.
Welcome to the Around the House show. This is where we help you get the most out of your home through information and education. Thanks for joining us today. Well, I am looking forward to hopefully some better weather. This weather these last months have been pretty rough, so hopefully we can get into some springtime enjoyment here. It's crazy seeing the blooms on the trees and the snow flying from the air, but hopefully we're going to be into better weather shortly. Well, I wanted to say thanks to our brand new listeners on the radio. For you radio listeners out there, KTRB, San Francisco, AM 860, The Answer, San Francisco. We'd love to see you guys down in the Bay Area down there. Thanks for tuning in. A little bit about Around the House. We just had our 35th anniversary last weekend. That was no April Fools. We've actually been around for 35 years. If you want to find out more about the show, head over to aroundthehouseonline.com and make sure you follow us on social media. Just look for Around the House Show or my television show, Around the House NW. And don't forget our closed group on Facebook, which is Around the House Nation, where people send out their problems, their pictures, their whatever they're working on. Love to see those projects over there. So there is so much going on that we had some great people this last week sharing up some great projects with some questions. Well, today I wanted to talk about my top 10 products that can make your home more comfortable. No matter what you're doing around, it is so nice to be able to do something that adds comfort to your home. And here are my top 10 things that just, for me, have made my house more comfortable on the changes that I have made recently. The first one, number one, these are not in any particular order, so this is not like the number one thing, but the first one on my list, Prior outdoor hose bib that does hot and cold. That spigot outside, if you can plumb it where you got hot and cold water, I tell you what, this last weekend I was doing some cleanup outside and I had some greasy stuff that I just needed to kind of get some light oil off of it. It was my sump pump that was down in the driveway, and just the oils and everything from the stuff that was off the cars in the wintertime and all that junk that's on there all kind of collects in that drain pan for that. And it was sure nice to be able to get out just a little bit of soap and spray that off with a warm water. And boy, when it's 39 degrees and you can have some warm water on your hands when you're outside working, that is a big deal. Especially if you're rinsing off the car or doing any projects outside. This is one great thing. This will actually change you. And guys, this will also help you as well. This will keep you from taking in that project inside to the kitchen when your significant other isn't looking and doing something in the kitchen sink because, well, the water's warmer and it's easier. When you have that, you can actually clean stuff up a little bit easier without bringing that into the house, and that's always a good thing. So take a look at that Prior exterior hose bib for the outside. You can find out more about these guys over at Prior, Prier.com. And just take a look over under their residential hydrants, and you can go over there. The one that I put in there, which was their P118, the hot and cold true temp, I tell you what, that thing is really nice. And you'll see it today on Around the House Northwest television show where it's going to air as part of that, my Perform Like a Pro segment right there. But having a frost-free hub in there with the hot and the cold, that is money. Now, if you want to have the double handle where you've got the whole hot and cold mixing hydrant, that's cool too. But if you want to have that single handle that looks pretty on the front of your house, that's a good way to go. So take a look at that over at Prior.com, and most of your good plumbing wholesalers will be able to get that for you, or plumbing retailers. So the next one is something that I've been playing around here in my house, and that is Overture by Broan-NuTone. What is Overture? Overture won Best Interior Product at the Design and Construction Week down in Las Vegas. And so this is something really cool, and I've been playing around with it at my house. So Overture is, of course, made by Broan-NuTone. It is the first fully automated fresh air system that uses sophisticated sensor technology to monitor your home's indoor air quality. When it detects a rise in indoor air pollution, maybe it could be caused by humidity, VOCs, smoke, carbon dioxide, small particles, which you call PM 2.5 if you want to get really specific with this. The system's going to automatically turn on the nearest ventilation fan to eliminate that pollutant while also bringing in fresh air from the outside. This whole system, pretty easy setup, and can be controlled by your phone, which is pretty cool, or mobile device. So that got Best of IBS award for indoor air product. And it's really cool. I love how this worked out. So let's dive a little more into how it works. So, the air in your home, of course, gets dirty. And like me, I've got pets and everything else. So it really tends to be a little dirtier than most just because, we've got 3 dogs. It happens. So the air sometimes can be 5 times more polluted than the air outside. So that can really hurt you if you've got asthma, respiratory issues. That can be just make you miserable. And then CO2 is an interesting one, carbon dioxide. That's when you have the people over for the holidays. Maybe it's Thanksgiving or Easter Sunday, and you've got people over, and all of a sudden, everybody's getting a little sleepy. So symptoms of breathing elevated concentrations of CO2 or carbon dioxide is fatigue, headaches, and dizziness, and of course, impaired work performance. Here's the thing, guys. There is no indoor standard for CO2, but it's usually related to how much fresh air is coming into the home. So basically, the higher the CO2 level, the less amount of fresh air exchange. And this was amazing when I was right before COVID hit, when I was down at the Las Vegas Convention Center. We had a couple skylights that were measuring CO2 in our display. They kept opening up in the afternoons because it figured out that the CO2 was so high in the convention center, it was trying to open up and ventilate because it was registering the high CO2, which doesn't help when you're on a convention floor because guess what? You're in there walking around, you're trying to be alert, you're trying to help people. And for me, I was trying to give seminars, and all of a sudden I'm kind of getting tired. So that's coming to some of the problems. And of course, they've been working on that stuff there. Humidity, very easy. High levels of humidity is going to give you asthma attacks potentially from, allergic reactions, irritation, eye, skin, nose, throat, coughing, congestion. Of course, that can hurt you with mold if you get over that 60%. And that's where that really gets you. So places that create it, baths, showers, the dishwashing, cooking of the kitchen, firewood can be one, houseplants, and of course those basements and crawl spaces. Those are big ones there. Your humidity, when you're measuring it, should be between 40 and 60%. Now, before we go out to break, that PM 2.5 is basically the particulate matter up to about, 2.5 microns in diameter. That's the 2.5. So these are those tiny inhalable particles. So that can be really bad for you. Again, there's no indoor standard for PM 2.5, but you can always go through and look at the air quality index to tell you how clean your outdoor air is. So just look for the AQI index, which is the air quality index. That's going to tell you how your air is outside, and then you can see what you're going to be inside. So many times that 2.5 PM 2.5 is a product of combustion, like cooking with natural gas, fireplaces, nearby traffic, coal gas-fired plants. That's where you want to have that HEPA vacuum filter to be able to clean stuff around your house. And central vacuums work well for that as well. But controlling that's a big deal. When we come back, so much more of my top 10 things to make you comfortable just as soon as Around the House returns.
Why in a world of ugly faces should I be allowed to be so hot? So many people.
Welcome back to the Around the House show. This is where we help you get the most out of your home through information and education. Hey, make sure you check out our YouTube videos that we've been posting up. If you want to find those, just look for the KBTV Fox 12 page over on YouTube, and that's pretty easy to find. If you go over there, it'll be this little green logo. It'll say KBTV Fox 12 and Fox 12 Oregon, and then just go over to the playlists, and then you go over to the Around the House playlist, and you can find it right there, and you're going to see, our 32 videos up there with so many great topics, great interviews, new products, all that stuff, and that's going to grow each and every week, so I'm looking forward to adding more to that. Well, we've been talking today about really my top 10 products that can make your house feel more comfortable. We were talking about Overture by Brown Newtone before we went out to break. And there's a couple things with that I wanted to just kind of finish up on that's really cool. One of the other things that it measures in your house is the total VOCs, so total volatile organic compounds. Let me spit that out for you. Are basically human-made gases. So TVOC can be irritating your eyes and your throat and your nose, headaches, nausea, loss of coordination. You can have liver, kidney, central nervous system damage, and some are suspected or known to cause cancer in humans. And so paints, paint scrapers, chemicals, fabrics, furniture, carpet, laminate flooring, cabinetry, those handy wipes that you have that you put underneath the sink that you're wiping down the counters with, all those are very high in that. The scented deodorizers, cleaning sprays, cosmetics, hairsprays, perfumes are also really bad. So the unhealthy levels of the TVOC are 0.22, and that's what you're looking for right there. So that's a big one. That's a really big one that you want to watch out for with that. And so I've been measuring mine, and, I've been pretty happy. My house has been working really well, and it's exciting because when I plugged mine in at my house, I was really wondering how many problems I was going to have in there. And so really, when I look at my TVOCs, mine are really low in most cases. When is it not really low? When Julie's in there putting on makeup and doing her stuff and she doesn't have the bath fan on. If she doesn't put the bath fan on, that gets up into the very high category. It is almost about 3.5, which is very high for the TVOCs. But the thing is that's only that way for a minute or two, and then it drops right back down again and goes back to 0. So the baseline is 0, but what I get ready in the mornings, which is interesting, mine jumps up only to about 1. So that's marginal if I don't have the bathroom fan on. So just in my bathroom, that can do that. And, I've got a great bath fan in there, and I wanted to see what it did without the bath fan. So we'll keep testing it and see. If I have the bath fan on in there, that's not going to get anywhere. So stay tuned as I test that around the house, because I'm curious to see kind of how that relates to my air quality in there. Now, as far as my PM 2.5, I'm shocked how well that's been doing. That's doing really well. So I've been very happy with that. We're not getting anywhere the dangerous level there. My air quality has been doing really good, so that's not an issue. So I'm pretty happy with that number. So that's been good. So anyway, I'm just tracking those things down. So I'll give you a further report here in a few weeks after I get some more data on that. But that's the exciting, fun stuff. So next up on this is something that, I did a story on last week in my Around the House show, but on the TV show. But heated floors are something, I tell you what, there is nothing more comfortable than heated floors like that. Because I tell you what, for me, walking around in the bathroom, having a nice heated floor is great. And boy, I tell you what, if I could do that in my entire house, I probably would. I'm not going to, but doing a heated floor is great. We were out and visited Gold Heat. They have some interesting heated floor products. So they're the ones that, in my bathroom, I put in Ardex's version, which is a cable system, which worked really well. They have a really good system over at Gold Heat, and they're a local manufacturer to me. What was really cool with that is they went through and what they did was kind of trick. They have a couple different systems there. They have their Black Gold, which is a film style, so it goes under, hardwood floors. It's a very thin. Or they have the mats, which they custom build to your specifications. And that way it's made to fit your bathroom or your entryway or wherever you're going to be doing in the living surface or even motorhome or trailers. So that's really cool that way. But heated floors, tell you what, if you're doing a tile project and you're not putting in heated floors, I would sure look about it. It's kind of like heated seats. Once you don't have that, you're missing out. So do it while you're doing it and make sure you're doing it well. Now, next up here is an important one. It's something that can really expand your home without spending a ton of money for an addition, and that is outdoor living. Many places in the country, you can do really well on outdoor living. You can be sitting there and create a 400, 500, 600 square foot of additional 2 or 3 seasons outdoor living. Some places in the country, you can get 4 seasons out there. But creating that space where you're covered, where if you want to be able to get outside and not worry about it, where you've got a heat source if you're in the northern states, or a place to control bugs, with some screening and stuff in the southern states, all of those things work really well. Creating that outdoor living is the least expensive addition you can do to your home. And I think we realized that with COVID out there, but I tell you what, I created a space this last year, and I'm going to be expanding it in a future episode of Around the House because I am just looking forward to jamming on these new things here with the show and creating some new spaces. I'm going to create about another 150 square feet of space out there that's covered because I didn't think I needed it. And then once we started living in it, and with my wind, my rain, everything coming out of the trees, it's really going to be a cleaner space for me. So we're going to expand that outdoor living, but creating that outdoor kitchen, a space to live outside. You can put a TV out there. You can get an outdoor TV if you want to go out or just enjoy the outdoors. It is a great place to create a wonderful place where you can spend time with you, yourself, your spouse, your significant other, or your family outside. And, the air quality is usually good like we were talking about outside as well. And of course there's times of the year that it's not, and depending on where you're located. But I tell you what, having a great outdoor living space is key. And maybe it's just building that deck. Maybe it's just cleaning up and adding on to that or putting over a covered area. These are all things that check your local building codes, but that outdoor area is key. That can add some more comfort to your life. Well, coming up here, we got so many more things to talk about here. Hey, if you want to be a part of the show and if you've got a home improvement question or anything like that, the best place to get a hold of me is over on social media. And look for my TV thing. We've got people watching that all the time over there. And that's one of the easy ways to get. Just look for that Facebook page, which is Around the House Northwest. If you find that over there, you can actually submit a video and we could put you into this show and the TV show. So we've got that and so much more coming up. We'd love to hear your questions. We'll be right back after these important messages. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the Around the House show. This is where we help you get the most out of your home through information and education. Well, thanks for joining us today. We've been talking about the top 10 products that can make your home more comfortable. The next one here I have, which is going to actually save you some money and add some comfort, is that smart thermostat. And that smart thermostat can really help you watch a couple things. It'll watch your humidity, it'll watch your temperature, and you can control that so much better. Now, let's have a little debate about smart thermostats here. And this is a controversial topic with this. In some areas, your local utility, you can give them, for a reduced rate for your electricity, the ability to control your thermostat. Now, that would give your electrical utility the chance to go in and say, hey, we're going to send out a code to people because we have a high energy usage rate and we're worried about the grid, and we are going to make your house a little bit warmer in the summertime or cooler if you have electric heat in the wintertime. And so there is a huge debate on that. And many of these you can control. But here's the thing, and this is something that I see out there that I just want you to be fully understanding what you're signing up for. Many times you can get a smart thermostat from your local electrical utility. And many times they'll give it to you for free, depending on where you're at in the country, of course. But many times the one they're giving for free is the one that gives them the ability to control your heat in that kind of an electrical emergency. So make sure you fully understand that. If you're okay with it, that is awesome. Thank you. You're doing help. You're helping the grid with that. If you're not, totally get it, where you want to have your control and you don't want anybody else controlling your heat, let alone your utility. Just make sure that you get the right one. And before you go buy it, before you dive into this, it's an easy DIY swap out, but make sure that you take a picture of the lines there, jump on the website. I think every one of these smart thermostats have a way to make sure that your wiring is correct, or it even can be installed. Like, for instance, my old furnace that I had, it was so old from the 90s, it didn't have the right wires there to do it. So I literally couldn't run a smart thermostat off of mine without rewiring it and having somebody come in and putting a common wire and have something that I could actually run it with. So make sure that you have the capability to do that with your existing system. The newer ones, they almost come out with that as it is anyway. But if you're thinking about adding them, there's a great way to do it without having to go buy one. Now, you can go in and check with your utility to see what kind of rebates, discounts, that kind of stuff, because nonetheless, it's going to make for a comfortable home, and you can set it so it's at a different time, and you can set it with your phone, or what I've done, especially when I'm traveling, I can cool it down or heat it up depending on what to save a little energy while I'm gone for days on end, and then I can turn around and change it so it's comfortable when I get home, and I can save a little electricity while I'm gone, so I don't have to keep it at the optimal time. Can you do that with one of the other ones? Sure, you can with a manual one, but it's nice to be able to come home to the right temperature and not have to wait for the house to kind of heat up. And if you've got a vacation house or a rental home or something like that, it's even better because you can see what's going on there as well. So smart thermostat is a good one. Now, here's one that is a debate for many people as well, but I'm just going to throw it out there. A bidet toilet or toilet seat is so comfortable. And I know there's a lot of people out there that are in our audience out there going, yuck, I hate them. I think they're gross. I don't want water spraying from the toilet and getting me wet at the toilet. Totally get it. Now, here's the thing. Even if you don't use the function, that heated toilet seat is absolutely nice. It is comfortable. They're more comfortable toilet seats because they've designed them a little bit better than just your cheapy plastic one that you got from the home center. But that heated seat is great. But for the other one, if you like the bidet feature, it is something that will save you a ton of money on toilet paper. In our toilet paper shortage, you don't have to worry about it, and you can really limit the use of toilet paper in your home. And if you're patient, you won't use it at all. You can literally sit there, use the bidet function, and then the good ones have a dryer. And so make sure you go out and shop a good ones. I do not recommend any of the like $99 ones you get off Amazon or something. You want to get something good. I have had both in my life, the Totos and the DXVs. They are both wonderful units. Toto's kind of the king of them. They've been making them for so long. They're kind of the OG in my book. But you can go and get a good one out there and have something that works really well. I mean, I've seen some good deals on the Toto ones at Costco. And they've got some special buys there, and that changes everything. So you have to have an electrical outlet next to that toilet seat. But it plugs into a GFCI outlet, and comfort is coming into your world. And I tell you what, there is nothing better than walking away feeling clean from the toilet. So it's very good. It works really well. Now, the next one here, and this is another one of those that I'm going to say is kind of a little controversial because they are trying to create a class action lawsuit on it because it has worked off and on a little bit interesting. My LG ice maker with craft ice. So my LG refrigerator has the craft ice, which is the round balls of ice that are about the size of a golf ball. Now, there have been issues with them not working, and mine has had some of those same issues, and I went in and reset it, and now it's working fine. So I don't know what the issues are, but I tell you what, mine has got itself dialed in. It's working just like it was at new. So I don't know if they have upgraded the system with some over-the-air updates or what, but there have been some people out there that have been struggling with their craft ice makers. But I tell you what, that thing, having those when you have friends over for cocktails, and I tell you what, it is great for making a beautiful drink for having something at home. And if you don't drink alcohol, no worries. Just making an adult beverage that doesn't have alcohol in it, it is something that looks just really pretty, and it just elevates that experience. But I tell you what, I love my craft ice maker. That is a game changer for me, and I don't have to now have the little tiny things in there, the ice cubes for the big square ice cubes and stuff. When I have that, it just freed up some area within the freezer. So that was great. That's another one of those that's really good. So next up here, this is going to take us through the next segment, but I want to start on this, a luxury shower. Now, when you're talking a luxury shower, this is one of those things that can be really cool, and you can design it as you want to design it. Now, a luxury shower for some people could be just a shower with a really comfortable shower head. Now, we've had a bunch of issues where, we have reduced the water on shower heads, but if you get a good shower head, it works well. Like, look at Brizo, what they do with their shower heads. They make some amazing low-flow shower heads that still trick your mind into thinking that you've got a huge shower of water going over you. And that's something that's really cool. So just changing out that shower head can give you that much more, luxurious experience. Now, you can take it a step further and add some body sprays when you remodel that shower, or have two shower heads where you've got maybe the rain shower head that's up there. And so that's something that you're going to want to do while you're doing that bathroom remodel. Now, and we've talked about this before, took it to another level. And what did I do? I put in the steam shower. So now I have a regular shower head coming off the wall. I have the center rain head. And then on the other wall, I have a handheld over there for cleaning the shower, shaving legs, trying to wash your hair, that kind of stuff. That works really well. And I tell you what, having that steam shower has been something that I have absolutely enjoyed. It is something that is a game changer as far as how it goes in living in my house. When I am sick or I have COVID or I'm outside and it's cold and I want to come in and warm up and take a shower, going in and getting my body temp up really quickly. And I know people as well that are doing that ice plunge type of thing, but what they do is they go in and use the steam, get super hot, and then go in and turn down to the cold water, which is in the 50-degree range, and shocking their system that way. That is another way to do it. I have some friends that are enjoying that as well. When we come back, let's finish up my top 10 products. Make your home more comfortable just as soon as Around the House returns. Around the House show. Thanks for tuning in today. We've been talking about the top 10 products that can make your house more comfortable or you more comfortable within your house. So, hey, if you're new to the show, thanks for joining us. There's a couple different ways you can find us out there. You can find us here on the radio or the podcast where you're listening. Our website is aroundthehouseonline.com. And then social media, you'll either find Around the House Show, or for my television show, you'll find Around the House Northwest. And you can find all those things, and you'll find some great stuff out there that might help you with an up-and-coming project. Well, we're just kind of wrapping up our thoughts on the luxury shower. Let's visit my top 10 list before this. Prior outdoor hose bib for, hot and cold shower outside. The Overture by Broan Newtone to help your indoor air quality. Heated floors, doing an electric heated floor underneath that tile or hardwood or luxury vinyl tile or plank. Outdoor living space, a smart thermostat, a bidet toilet or bidet toilet seat. The LG ice maker with craft ice. And now we've been talking about a luxury shower system. And one of the last things outside of the steam shower, and mine can do aromatherapy, chromotherapy, everything else, which is great. The steam is the thing that I use the most. But one thing that I added is the Armada system, and that is the self-drying system to that shower, so I don't have to worry about squeegeeing the glass. So if you're doing that remodel, take a look at Armada, AIRMADA, and take a look. That is a drying system that will dry that shower, and I tell you what, it makes for a very comfortable shower system. And you can go in there, and it'll dry it off, and next time it makes for a cleaner shower. Well, the next one here is a great mattress. I tell you what, there is nothing more luxurious as a nice night's sleep. Just getting a good night's sleep can change your world. And I know it did mine. So take a look out there at the kind of mattresses you're looking at. There's different kinds out there. You have your traditional coil spring mattress, whether they're pocketed coils or whatever. You've got that style. You've got the kind of memory foam ones that have been out there, like the purples, or the mattress in a box, or whatever mattress line that you're looking at. You've got the air ones, which have that air bladder, which adjust. So, you see the sleep number beds or whatever out there. And then the other one you've got kind of some of the hybrids out there as well. You've got some hybrid mattresses where they have that foam and the coils. And then, of course, you've got the full latex, which is, again, the most luxurious out of all those and probably the most expensive. And that can be actually one that is probably the most hypoallergenic for you, depending on what you're using out there. So there's a lot of different options with that. But I'm going to give a little personal story here. I was suffering for some medical issues in my elbows and shoulders over the last 3 or 4 years. And the more stuff I was doing, I'm getting old. I'm 52 years old. But treated my body hard early in life. Well, I would wake up in the middle of the night, and from my mid-wrist all the way up to my hands, on the side I was laying on, was numb. Either side. So I would sit there, and I've been to the doctor, been to the specialist. We've done the nerve tests where they test the nerves and see where things are pinched and where they go. And we thought that I was having some problems in my elbows, and we were going down the road of exploring what surgery was going to be. I've done the physical therapy and had gotten it as good. And so they were going to have to go in and see if I had a place where they thought I might have been pinching that nerve in my elbow. And I said, I don't have time. I got the TV show coming out and all this. I don't have time to deal with dual elbow surgeries. That's going to really cramp my style. I'm going to live with it. Well, a few months later, I changed out my mattress, which, you've heard the ads here in the show. If you're in the Portland area on my podcast, but I swapped out and had a custom-made mattress made. And I tell you what, I never had my hands go to sleep again. Think about that. Never had my hands go to sleep again. And that was shocking to me. How much my elbows were performing just based on that mattress. How crazy is that, right? So that's the issue there, and I'm really happy that we got that resolved, but a properly working mattress fixed that, and I have been getting so much better sleep since then. I'm very happy to say that it has been a really good thing for me. So I'm very excited to be having a something's going well. I mean, my elbows are doing great, and that mattress saved that for me. So just something to think about out there. Test that mattress before you buy it, if you can. And whether or not you go to a hotel to check it out or a store, that's where you go. Now, the next one here is kind of my final one, and I'm going to have a couple other honorable mentions here. Smart lighting. Smart lighting to me is huge. Having that smart lighting is another comfortable thing. And there are lights now that will adjust with the light outside, so they'll keep a constant, enjoyable lighting in your home. And so if it's light out, dark, it will adjust that light so you have a constant light and a consistent light. You can have them where they come on when you enter the room. You can have them where they adjust a little more to your circadian rhythm, where that it's going to be brighter in the morning and a little lower in the afternoon and evening. And so it'll adjust to your sleep that way. But to me, some of the more comfortable things about it is having the right light in the house all the time, having the lights turn off and on outside automatically. I don't have to ever worry about, did I turn the garage lights on? Did I turn them off? Where are they going? What's on, what's not? When I go to bed at night, I can hit the off button. Turns off all the lights. Good night. Turns off every light that I want to have off. Turns on every light that I want to have on. It locks the doors. It makes sure my garage door is shut. Everything is golden. Everything's locked up how I want it to be. So having that smart lighting can be pretty easy to do too, and it's a great DIY project. I showed how to put a simple switch in last week on the TV show. It's something you can sure take a peek at. So something to look at. So anyway, those are my top 10. If you've got one that I missed that you think is comfortable, head over and comment over on Around the House Show on the Facebook page. Love to see it. Or post up what is your comfort piece that you did in your home over at Around the House Nation. I'd love to see you over there on our Facebook closed group. Show up what's comfortable. We'd love to see what you're talking about over there and be part of the community. We'd just love to sit there and chat back and forth. And if you're tuning in on the podcast, make sure and set a review. We'd love to see your comments on how we've been helping you over the years. It's been a while since I've asked for reviews, but if you're a podcast listener right now, you can check it out right there and leave a review for us on whatever your favorite podcast player is. We always appreciate that. Now, there are a couple honorable mentions that really aren't on the list, but are obvious ones, but not as sexy as some of those top 10s over there. First off, make sure your house is insulated well. Insulation can obviously make you more comfortable, less drafty if you've got a good, weather-resistant barrier outside and everything's sealed up. But of course, insulation and added insulation, depending on the building, can really help you with comfort. And that's okay. Those are things that are really good at keeping things comfortable. And, that's where it can really help. Other things like rugs on a cold floor like that. Rugs can be, a throw rug can be really cool. That is really nice. And, of course, adding plants and things like that out, around your house can make it more comfortable. But there are a lot of little things you can do like sheets and bedding, weighted blankets. All those things add comfort to your home. I tell you what, just even a memory foam pillow that you want to have cool, for many people, that can be great. Those are all great things that you can have. Now, some of the things that I don't recommend, and I know there's people out there that probably want to argue this, but the essential oil diffusers and stuff that you see out there, or the scented aromatherapy candles, those can be really unhealthy for you, just like any of the other air fresheners out there. So those things can add a lot to your TVOCs, those total VOCs. You don't need to be breathing that stuff. It's not good, and it's not good for you. So, finding some microfibers and stuff, it's one thing, but don't end up trying to make yourself more comfortable while adding something that's, really kind of, unhealthy for you. So that's a good one right there. And really just kind of trying to sleep well. Like another thing I've done, insulated blackout curtains are great in the summertime. So those are things as well to make things just a little bit more comfortable around your house. All right, everybody, that wraps it up for this hour. More information, head over to aroundthehouseonline.com where you can track us down there. And we do really appreciate you tuning in. We've got some great shows coming up ahead you don't want to miss, including some safety tips in the next episode. Thanks for listening to Around the House. Hey, it's Eric G. from Around the House. Are you planning a decking or siding project this year? If you are, you've got to check out my friends at Millboard. Millboard is a completely different kind of composite decking and cladding that enhances outdoor spaces with enduring distinction. Hand-molded from the finest oak, it realistically mimics the natural grain and color of premium hardwood. If you're looking for something that doesn't look like plastic and instead real wood, check out millboard.com. Make sure and check out that interview we did just a few weeks back. That's millboard.com.